Hello people, welcome back. In the last video we have seen how to install Google Analytics base tag using Google Tag Manager on a website, WordPress website for precisely. In this video we'll be looking at the trigger section, which is one of the most important concepts and parts of the Google Tag Manager. Not just the Google Tag Manager but also for various tag management system. The rules and firing sections are very important. So go ahead and log into your Tag Manager console and open your container of the website you are working on. And before that, let's just recap what exactly is a trigger. As we have discussed, trigger is nothing but a rule which will let Google Tag Manager know to satisfy before firing a tag. So whenever you want to fire a tag on a particular page, you have to define a set of rules for that particular tag. So only if that rule satisfies, Google Tag Manager will fire your tag. So keeping in that mind, we'll just go to the trigger section, and you can see there are no triggers that are configured. Since this is the first time I'm going to create a new trigger, I'll just click new button, and for this purpose I'm going to use this particular test product page on my website. So today's task is to fire a particular tag only on this page, not on the all pages as we have done for the Google Analytics base tag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call my trigger as test product page trigger, and you have various events on which you can configure a trigger, like page view, click, form submission, history change, and etc. For my purpose it is page view. Since I'm going to fire a tag on the load of the page, I'm just going to select page view, and then you have a couple of options where you have to configure your trigger. So the first one is page view, so which tells Google Tag Manager to load your tag on the load of the page itself. And then you have DOM ready, which will tell your Google Tag Manager to fire your tag only when the document object is ready. And then you have window loaded, so your Google Tag Manager will fire your tag only when the window is loaded. So depending upon your requirement, you need to select the appropriate trigger type, and I'm going to select page view and click continue. Then you have the final section where you can configure the exact rules. So since I'm going to fire this tag only on the test product page, I'm not going to select all page views. I'm going to select some page views. And once you select some page views, you have various options or the rules, to be precise, that you can define. So on the left hand side you have various options from page host name, page path. Page path is nothing but the section which follows your host name, and you have page URL. Page URL is the entire web page URL, and then you have referrer. So referrer is something the previous website which your customers have used to land upon your website. And you also have new variable, so you can define a new variable and configure that particular thing for this trigger section. So for now I'm going to select page URL as my option, page URL as my firing thing on the left hand side. And you have various options like equals, contains, starts with, regular expression, negative operators, etc. For my purpose I'm just going to select contains, and then here in the third box you need to fill in the exact thing what you want to do. So if you see the test product page and if you observe the URL, so this particular section is unique to my product page, the test product page. So ayaka.co.in, the domain name is common to all the pages, so which won't matter. So what I need to do is I need to go to Google Tag Manager and paste that particular part of the URL which is unique to that particular page. So once this is selected, so whenever Google Tag Manager loads different pages, it will look for the triggers, and only when the triggers are satisfied, the tags corresponding to those triggers will be fired. So when Google Tag Manager loads this test product page, it will look at all the tags. Whenever this particular tag whenever this particular trigger is satisfied, Google Tag Manager will fire those tags on which this particular trigger is attached to. So you also have an option to add multiple rows here. which you can do if you want. I'm just going to stop at that and create the trigger. Once you create the trigger, you can see the list of items. So here you have the name of the trigger, here you have the event type and what is the filter you have used, and here you can see what are the number of tags on which this particular trigger is attached to. Since we haven't attached this trigger to any tags, so you can see the number as 0. So to attach this tag, you just will just go into tag section and create a new test tag, just to show you how exactly we do that. So we are not going to use the Google Analytics base tag which we have installed, since we have already used the basic default firing triggers. So now we will be using a new tag, a test tag, test product page tag, and I'm not going to select Google Analytics or any other template here. I'm just going to use the custom HTML tag. We'll see what exactly is a custom HTML tag in the coming videos, but for now you can just ignore this particular section. I'm just going to type in some test data, and then I'm just going to continue. So the main section is the third fire on section, where you have to attach your triggers. So by default, Google Tag Manager will give you the 4 options related to pages, some pages, click, form, and you have the more option. So this is where you can select the triggers which you have created in the library, triggers library. So what you have to do is you can click on more button. Once you click the more button, Google Tag Manager will load all the triggers that were created in your library. So here you can see the test product page trigger which you have just created. You can just go ahead and click that and you can save that. So once you do that, your test product page tag will have your test product page trigger attached to it. So when you create the tag, so next time when you publish these changes, Google Analytics, not Google Analytics, the Google Tag Manager will fire your test product page tag only when this particular trigger is satisfied. It will not fire this tag on any other page except test product page. So that's about the creation of triggers using the page view event. We will look at the other kinds of events in the coming videos. Thank you.